A new study from the UK says that UK car buyers are ready to go 100% electric. And I'm deadly serious. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Gotta say, I love reading headlines like this. Don't you? I mean, seriously, this means more people are just starting to realize what we have all known for years. Now, hello and welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Great to have you. Thank you for helping us out on Patreon. To those of you who are doing that right now, really appreciate your support, and it makes the channel possible. Thank you very much. And also, if you want to be a member of the channel, I'll put a link in the description below to that and our Patreon account. To be a member, you can sign up on YouTube and then you become a member. You get access to our early release videos, and also you help support the channel and this whole movement of encouraging more of these people around the world to realize electric cars are a big part of the solution to what we need: clean air and a better world. So what's going on here? Well, I'm quite amazed at this actually. And my first thoughts were, you know what? My dad is from the UK. Yeah, a lot of people in the UK, sorry friends, but there's a lot of whinging going on. Whinging poms is what people here in Australia call people in the UK. A lot of that happens. It's true. And yeah, it's a thing, but you know what? I take it all back. Because now that I've heard that you guys are all ready to go electric, all of you 100%, wow, that means you're a lot smarter than us Aussies here in Australia land. Clearly your IQ is at least 20 points higher than most of the people living here where I am. Kudos to you. Massive respect. All I can say is, actually, there is a catch. 100% of new car buyers in the UK are ready to go electric, but for the right price. Now, actually, I think that's fair enough. So, to be fair, totally. I mean, if the price is too high, then some people can't afford it, right? Large parts of the population in the UK used to have a lot of concerns about going electric for their next vehicle. Things like range, charging, long-term battery capacity, and several other factors have been cited by people hesitant about going electric. Now, before I go on, MG4, the new electric kind of like big hatch, medium SUV type crossover vehicle, that has been announced. It's coming to the UK, I think, third or fourth quarter of this year. And the new technology in that car, price it's going to cost, that's a really good option for you guys in the UK. So for those of you who contacted me from the UK saying, there's not enough choices, well, that's another good choice coming. There's others as well, but that's one of them. In the UK, an annual Driving Away from Fossil Fuels report surveyed car buyers, and in 2011, less than 1% said they would consider an electric car, even if it was at price parity with fossil fuel powered vehicles. 1%, right? The thing is, right, you think, well, that's 2011. Yeah, there wasn't really many options then. Fair enough. The thing is, 2015, 4 years later, only 2% said they would consider one, even if they were at price parity. We do owe a lot to Tesla, really, for changing the market, the people's minds on this. I think Tesla's been a huge part of that. In 2022, only 7 years later, that number went up to 100%. Only though if you include plug-in hybrids. Some people are still not fully comfortable with having a purely electric car. As long as battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids were sold for the same price as equivalent conventional cars, 100% of the 2,000 new car buyers in the UK surveyed for the Driving Away from Fossil Fuels report indicated they would buy one. 100% of 2,000 people. That's a pretty decent survey size. Interestingly, that's despite 81% of the new car buyers surveyed relying on street parking, which makes overnight home charging more difficult. So, in other words, 1,600 of these people have to park their car on the street, and yet they would still buy an EV. That kind of puts paid to this concept that apartment dwellers won't buy them, doesn't it? Really cool there. Good on you guys. I'm really impressed by this survey. I'm actually really surprised, but very happy to hear it. Now, crucially, the survey finds that earlier deployment of public charging infrastructure will not significantly impact consumer demand for EVs. This is because 81% of new car buyers surveyed have access to some form of off-street parking. The finding that charging infrastructure will not affect demand for new EVs cuts against claims made by some car manufacturers that policies such as the ban on new petrol and diesels from 2030 need to be scrapped due to a lack of public charging infrastructure. EV supporters in the UK are hoping to use the report to show that the shift to electric vehicles is going to happen faster than most think, and markets like the UK need to prepare for it. Yes, they do. Interestingly, I made a video a few months back showing you how some Shell petrol stations, gas stations, whatever you guys call them in the UK, are actually changing and getting rid of their petrol pumps, their gas pumps, and installing electric pumps instead. Well, electric chargers instead. Stephen Metcalfe, Conservative MP for South Basildon, wrote a foreword to the report, and he said, "I'm delighted to have worked with the Fair Charge campaign in publishing this report today. The findings are striking and indicate we are at risk of missing a golden opportunity to go greener, faster, and realise in full the benefits of the electrification of all road transport. We will be presenting these findings to my colleagues in Parliament today, and I hope that they will join myself and the 80,000 Fair Charge campaign supporters to push the government to ensure we seize this moment." Electric says that more specifically, the group is pushing for the government to abolish the VAT differential between public EV charging, that's a 20% rate or 20% tax, and home charging, which is a 5% tax, to ensure those without off-street charging aren't left behind, and are pushing the government to ensure local authorities are better resourced to implement plans to improve charging infrastructure. So the thing is about this, right? Because the public's sentiment has changed completely. I mean, look at that. 7 years, 2% to 100%. That's a complete reversal. I mean, amazing. And full respect to you guys in the UK for being willing to change your minds. Usually for a populace to change their minds, it takes a lot longer than that. I mean, imagine people going from horse and cart to the first vehicles ever built. By the way, they were electric. They would have been very difficult to kind of convince them to change to something else. 7 years, the entire population is like, yeah, okay, fair enough. We want an EV. Just give us one at a fair price. And I think that's a fair ask as well. What I'm trying to say here is, because the population now clearly supports EVs, the government therefore must act. They're already acting now to install lots more chargers. But I think they're going to realize just how many more they need to install, just how much more they need to and can support the electric revolution in the UK. And the point is here, if this is what the public wants, that's how you stay in power. Give them what they want, right? So we as the public are demanding the government make decisions to support what we want. Now, I think there's a whole range of reasons why this has happened. I think people are starting to realize the advantages of EVs, the long-term cost advantages, the ongoing cost. I mean, look at the price of gasoline right now around the world, especially in the UK. It's insane. The prices there are just ludicrous. People are saying, I don't want to keep paying these prices. I don't want to keep being beholden to oil companies. I don't want to be beholden to service companies, having to get expensive services done, oil changes, spark plug changes, automatic transmission rebuilds, and having to change the fluid in those, having to do so many things that in an EV you don't have to do. I mean, changing the brake pads, basically one pedal driving. You don't have to change brake pads, probably never in most cars. So many advantages to EVs. But what I want to know from you is, what do you think the main reasons are that people have changed their mind in the UK? I think I've got some ideas here, but I want to know first, what do you think they are? What would be your top 3 reasons you think people in the UK have gone, nah, we don't want internal combustion engines anymore. We want to go electric.